Art you can play with. Learn the steps for creating your very own marionette. But first, let's talk about what a marionette is. A marionette is a puppet that is operated from above using strings or wire to create movement. Some famous marionette puppets you may know are Pinocchio, Howdy Doody, Fraggle Rock characters, and Team America characters. Kermit the Frog is a well-known puppet but not considered a marionette because he does not move with the use of strings. You have just seen examples of marionettes that I have made. Materials you will need to create your very own marionette are paint and paintbrushes, newspaper, balloons, art paste, string, skewers, wire cutters, wire, and tape. When creating the body parts for your marionette, you'll need newspaper crumpled up. You'll then use tape to keep them in place. Use this method to create the arms and legs of your marionette. Balloons work great for the body and the head. And that's all it takes to create the form for the body. The next step is to use wire and your wire cutters to create hinges to attach the limbs to the body. Creating loops for the limbs to connect to will make for better movement later. When creating hooks for the legs and arms, make sure the wire fits closely to the newspaper so you can tightly wrap it around the limbs. This will secure the hooks so they don't come loose later. Here's an example of how to wrap the wire around one of the legs. Once you're done, the wire should look something like this. The next step with the marionette is to rip newspaper into strips and start to paper mache. When putting the paper mache on, you'll need at least 2 layers of newspaper. The reason for the paper mache is to make your puppet stronger, cover up the wire, and give you a good painting surface later. Make sure to wrap all of the pieces thoroughly. The marionette is now paper mached. Let your puppet dry overnight. The next step is a lot of fun. Bust out your creativity and start painting. You can add any details you want. Watch this little guy come to life. One of the last steps is putting all of the pieces together. When doing that, make sure that the wire is secure but still has plenty of movement so your puppet can work. You can attach the head by using a little bit of hot glue. When tying the strings onto the skewers, always make sure to cut extra string. Anything left over can always be cut off later. Now it's time to put your puppet to use. Go ahead and play around with the art that you just made.